I'm Sam, and just get away from this noise. Look down here. That's better. So, if I'm recording here, it's because I'm taking advantage of a break in the weather. And so it's been 2 weeks since I made a video. And yeah, the reason I come here is because it's close to my house. So it's easy to get to and it's out of the way. So I know that I'll have some space and some alone time to gather my thoughts and hopefully say something useful. So yeah, the weather's been well, for about a week after my last video, the weather was spectacular. Blue skies, no wind, snow everywhere. The waterfall was frozen solid, and it's about -15, and I was desperately trying to make a video because I wanted to take advantage of it. But what I wanted to talk about, I just wasn't ready to talk about. I hadn't got there yet. And it's very frustrating. And I tried each day, but I just couldn't, because I didn't have the authority to speak about what I wanted to speak about. And then, you know, the rain came, the snow is gone, still below freezing. And I've had time to get to where I needed to be so that I can speak about what it was I wanted to talk about. And so I think, you know, healing is initiation. And until we begin to turn into the pain, turn toward the pain, and be willing to face it, our lives are subject to forces that are terrifying and completely beyond our comprehension or control. Those forces are also within us. So we're in turmoil internally, and externally our lives are, we're like a little person in a boat on an endless black ocean, fathomless beneath us, terrifying, holding on desperately to the gunnels as we rock backwards and forwards and go to the peaks and troughs. And it's terrifying. You turn toward the pain. You say, I want to know what the truth is. I want to know what the truth is. And that is the beginning of transformation. So that's what I'm doing. And that's why, you know, initiation is self-directed. And so when I want to talk about something and I'm not at the point I need to be to clearly talk about what I want to talk about, that's an invitation to go deeper. It's an invitation to be challenged and taken to a place of understanding by this place, my relationship with the intelligence that guides me, because I'm a passenger. I'm being guided all the time. And this place is for our education. So engage with it, ask questions of yourself. What's true in you? If you don't know what's true in you, how can you know what's true out there? So that's the process. The healing is initiation. And you know, I wanted to talk about self-love. What is that? Self-love. So if I had looked in a mirror, I know affirmations work for some people, and there are different kinds of affirmations, because I want to share one that a subscriber wrote under the last video. I'm going to talk about, towards the end of this video, I'm going to talk about some people that have helped me. and things I do that still help me. Now, if I looked in a mirror and I said, I love you, I'd be lying. What do I love? Who do I love? Self. The idea of self, the ever-changing idea of self, because self disappears. The idea of who you think you are disappears. The hall of mirrors of the crippling self-consciousness that imprisons us as people that have had our identities and lives thus far defined by persistent trauma. That hall of mirrors needs to shatter. And I think, the process that I've been sharing over the last few months is a process of exhaustion, trying to find some meaning, some truth in that hall of mirrors. And it's not there, it's a narrative. It's not what and who we really are. So my idea of who I thought I was shattered. And I felt hatred for myself because I wasn't who I thought I was. I wasn't the idea of who I thought I was. I wasn't my hopes and dreams and plans. I wasn't the narrative of experienced successes and failures and, fascinating stories. I wasn't that. And when I could see the nauseating limitation and grotesque plea to be seen, it just made me feel sick. But beneath that plea to be seen is that essential longing to live in intimate relationship that is impossible when you're in that hall of mirrors. Because you don't know who you are. So self-love is not, I love myself. That's not self-love. First of all, we need to respect ourselves. Respect this amazing, incredible, improbable gift of our life. Esteem ourselves. Start to respect ourselves. And as our attention moves away from self into relationship, and we love others. We love others because we get stuck in our pain. We get stuck in our own suffering. You have to find the edge of that and get past it. That's your choice. When you start to get past your own suffering, turn your attention towards other in empathy and compassion and love. That's self-love. David White puts it beautifully. The sheer generosity, being loved through loving, the miracle reflection of a twice blessed life. Because self-love is loving others. And I wanted to talk about self-love in this video, and as I said, I wasn't there yet. And I had to go through the last couple of weeks of challenges and suffering to get me to a place of deeper understanding. And when we are willing to go through that and we're asking these questions, you are inviting deeper initiation. And I'm not going to say too much about this because it's private, but somebody reached out to me this week. And people reach out to me because they see my videos, and what do we want? We want intimate relationship with somebody that understands. And people do reach out to me, and we talk on Zoom, and we explore these things together and share our experience, and hopefully I say something helpful. And a person reached out to me, a person who's in pain, but also a person who instinctively, intuitively knows something is very wrong. Their inner compass is directing them towards truth, a truth that at the moment seems beyond their understanding. But they can see the lies that surround them, the delusion. It's not enough. We need each other. And we spoke. And like a lot of us, this person self-harmed. And I did that my whole life. I've cut myself, I've punched myself, I've burned myself, I've abused myself, drugs and alcohol. I've spent 20 years on my hands and knees. And if someone had said what I'm going to say now, to me, at any point in my life, it would have mattered. It would have made a difference. So I'll say what I said to this person, this young person. You know, we feel so broken. The ground within us, upon which we can build, is just so unstable because of what happened to us throughout our childhood. And we think that in the core of our being we are wrong and we are corrupt. And we're not. You are more special, more unique than you could possibly know. And you don't have to do anything grand. There's no place you need to go to suddenly become who you should be. That's more than what you are now. You are already it. You are already it. And the gift that you've been given is your own uniqueness. The essential, unique perfection of your being that you just need to accept. And that gift is what you give to others. You bring that into the world. There's never going to be another you. There never has been, there never will be. It's you right now. Completely unique. Can you accept that? Can you value that uniqueness, that magical, special, essential, vital thing that you bring into the world, that only you do in the way that you can do it? Like this channel. It's an expression of me. People tell me all the time there's no other channel like mine. I don't know, I don't really look at other people's stuff. But all I'm doing is just being me. And that affects the lives of other people. I know it does because I read the comments and I get emails. And that has been my redemption. That has brought me into a place of, okay, my life has value. And all I need to do is just be me. And that's just a never-ending journey of just working it out as we go. But we need to be honest. We need to be as honest as we can with ourselves. We need to be willing to ask challenging questions. You're already it. Just be you. That's it. And there's something I've always also want to say that I've wanted to say for a long time, that when I was trapped in here in the Hall of Mirrors, I've been sort of investigating endlessly in these videos. I couldn't say this, I couldn't feel it really, but the more my attention turns to others, the well-being of others, and the more my capacity to love, the bandwidth of my being increases, the more love I feel. And I wanted to say at the end of a video, any one of these videos over the last few months, that I love you. I didn't want it to sound corny. I didn't want it to be misunderstood. But I do. And the more capable I am of saying that and feeling it, really feeling it, then the more love that comes through me. And last night I was lying in bed and I was thinking about this young person that reached out to me, and I just felt love for them. I just felt love. I wasn't asking for anything. It was not conditional. It was just love. But I know that when you're stuck in here, crippling self-consciousness and self-hate, that's your reality. You can't see anything else. But just know this, things will change. Things will change. Be fearless. Trust that inner compass that points towards truth. Initiate yourselves into an ever deeper relationship with your real self that lives in relationship with your Creator and this realm of being provided for us to learn these things. So, that's what I wanted to say. I just didn't have the authority to say it just yet. So, I will share some things that helped me and some people that have helped me now. And I'm going to give a special mention to a friend as well. So, over the last 10 years, I've worked with a couple of people that really, really helped me. So, you know, we're unconventional people. We're outsiders, we're outliers, because we can see that we live in a realm of falsehood. At the moment, civilization is a complete fabrication. It's not rooted in truth. It's a control system. So if you seek remedy for what ails you in conventional ways, you may get somewhere, but I think you need unconventional help. So the person that's helped me the most over the last 10 years is a man named Kramer, who is a scholar of esoteric Christianity now. And he kept that quiet through the years when he was helping me and many other people. And then about 5 years ago, he came out as a Christian. And we were all like, oh, okay, maybe I need to look at this more deeply. So Kramer has helped me a lot. And the first time I went to see him in America, I've seen him a couple of times, and I've been to 3 of his workshops. One-to-one, I spent some time with him the first time, and we were just sitting having coffee, and I felt so much love in his presence that I wept. And I thought to myself, I wonder if there'll ever be a time when I can be this loving presence for other people, and I can now, because I can feel it, it's coming, and it will only grow. So Kramer, I will link him below. Another lady who has helped me is a different kind of, she has a different way, and her name is Melina. And her methods are much more intense, and they're not for everybody, because she helps you see how stuck you are. And that involves breaking apart, because when you can see the falseness and the prison of your own identity, you do fall apart. And so when I had sessions with her for a while, and I was breaking apart and reforming every month, which is very, very difficult. So it's difficult to get on with your everyday life when you're working with her. So you need to set time apart. And I'm actually working with her at the moment, but I speak to her once a month. So I have time to reform between sessions. So those two people have helped me the most. And yeah, Melina recommended something that is very helpful to me, and it's free writing. You just write. Get an A4 pad and just write. Keep the pen moving for as long as you can, and you see what comes up. It's frustrating and you'll resist it first of all, but free writing is really helpful to me. And I also do breathing exercises and tapping, and I'll link a couple of videos below to those, the two things I mainly do when I feel anxious. Now, special mention to a friend, my friend Melina, who I actually met years ago at a Neil Kramer workshop, and it was the first one both of us had been to, and she's been on her own journey of healing and transformation, and she's been a diligent student of Neil's, and she still works with him, and she's got to a point now where she's ready to start sharing her experience and helping others. So I'll link her website below as well. Now, this is the beauty of fellowship. When I was going through a really hard time a couple of years ago, I mean, I was really on my knees, and Melina felt the need to reach out to me, and she didn't know why. She just knew that she should, and she messaged me. I'm going to get choked up now. She messaged me, and she just said, you know, I pray for you. And she had been praying for me for years. She had a little list of people, and she prayed for them every night, and I was one of them. And I think she still does. And she just felt that it was the right time to tell me that she was praying for me. And I felt that. And, you know, we speak occasionally. We don't speak very often anymore. But every few months we speak, and we catch up, and we compare notes. And, you know, that kind of intimate fellowship, the shared journey is very important, because the world is insane. Civilization is insane, and we need each other. We need each other. That's why this channel has helped me so much, because you know, when I started this channel, like, I was throwing out a lifeline into the world. Can you see me? If you see me, then I must be here, because I don't feel real. And I wasn't. I was in here. I was a figment of my own imagination. And so we need to be seen. We need to be known. But we can't be seen or known until we become real. And so when I first met Melina, she said she couldn't reach me. She couldn't reach me. I was lost in the trans delusion. Over the years, I'm becoming real. And her fellowship has been an important part of that journey. So I'll link her website below as well, and have a look at it, see what you think. Now, I'm going to mention one thing as well, because under the last video there was a comment from a new subscriber named Mark, and it wasn't like all the other comments, and it kind of freaked me out a little bit, because I thought, oh shit, where's this going? Because he asked a question, and the question was, how do I categorize which feelings are credible or not credible? Words to that effect. And I just thought, you know what? Credible is not a word I ever use. I don't even know what that means, really. And that scared me. And, you know, what does credible mean? It means convincing, essentially convincing. And you know, we are trapped in child mind, and the child inside us, that traumatized child, needs to come into maturity. The child needs to come into maturity because we're not a child. You know, we all have an inner child, and the inner child is that innocent wonder and awe. It's simply being alive, the improbability of this incredible experience. And we don't want to lose that, but we want to bring that child out of the traumatized state, you know, into balance. And we do that by shifting our thinking from childish self-centeredness and self-consciousness into maturity. And it's a long process because the child doesn't really want to change. It needs stability. And so I tried this a few times, this mantra, this affirmation that he wrote, and it was words to the effect of, and we need to find our own way of doing this, I think. When I had a flashback or this kind of inner eruption of panic, to say, these feelings are not convincing. These feelings are not credible. You can say convincing. These feelings are not credible and would take hardly any time at all to just disappear. And I did it a few times because I thought this man has taken the time to write this comment, and he wrote lengthy comments. Well, I'll give it a go. We have to be willing to try and to find what works for us. There's no one way of doing this. But it must be done with kindness and gentleness, I will say that. And I tried it, and it worked. We need to acknowledge the feelings that they belong to the child, and you're not a child anymore. And you are here now. You are here now. Be here. So I'll write that affirmation below as well. And if you want to go back to the last video and find his comments, they're interesting. So, in conclusion, we are loved through loving. And that's self-love. We are loved through loving. First, you have to know the value of your existence, the gift of your life, the uniqueness of your being that you bring into the world. Value that, esteem that, learn to inhabit that. It's you. It's always been you. And then begin to share that. Shatter that hall of mirrors. Turn your attention to others, relationship. But I think it's difficult to do that when you think there's no value to your life. There is an innate value to your being. You don't have to do anything to be worthy. There's no grand act that you need to achieve. You're already it. That's the value of your being, your own special uniqueness. So value that, share it, love, and be loved. So, I love you. I love you. And oh, I want to say thank you to the person that donated to me as well. Thank you, Zoe. I've had probably about 4 donations over the years. You know, I never ask for subscribers or likes or any of that shit. So, thank you. And I've got surgery in 2 weeks, and so I'll probably make one last video at the weekend, and that'll be me until after the surgery. So, thanks for watching. Feel free to email if you want to talk. Just message me. And I'll see you soon. Bye.